We hope to promote the knowledge of the mechanisms of spinal neuromodulation, because recently there is a huge interest in the field. At the same time, there is a lack of understanding of the mechanisms behind this technology. What our research is trying to find is what to stimulate, how to stimulate, and what specific functions can be promoted.
For a long time, we thought the spinal cord was merely a transmitter, right? So like a phone line, it transmits data from one point to another. But really, what it's doing is applying a nonlinear transformation to signals. So it's helping translate brain to muscle and other organs of the body. Our goal is to understand how that function happens so we can better talk to the spinal cord, how we can better interact with the spinal cord.
The unique feature of our study was to add non-invasive spinal neuromodulation to this training to not only facilitate ambulation of people with spinal cord injury, but also to promote regeneration and repair in the spinal cord. During this trial, our team achieved establishing new parameters of stimulation. Most importantly, it's non-invasive spinal stimulation, so it is more achievable and can be used in a broader population.
All right, one hand up, the other hand.
Recently, we were awarded with the NIH fund to promote our project with invasive and non-invasive spinal neuromodulation in people with spinal cord injury. We will be able to delve into the mechanisms of either technology in promoting neuromuscular and sensory motor function after spinal cord injury.
Our lab's unique approach within this particular NIH trial is to individualize the stimulation to the participant. We want to look at their function over time with stimulation, whether that be transcutaneous spinal stimulation or epidural spinal stimulation. We believe that there should be a method in order to create an individualized approach versus a catch-all approach of stimulation. Stimulation, whether that be for peripheral nerves or for deep brain stimulators, it has existed for a good period of time. Spinal stimulators currently are to market or in clinical trials to reach market. I'm hoping, though, that we can, as clinicians, program them better.
We will be using this in a large population of people with spinal cord injury. We would apply comprehensive suite of electrophysiology and neuroimaging assessments to evaluate the response of the whole central nervous system to spinal stimulation, invasive and non-invasive. Then we would use rehabilitation modalities such as promote independent standing in this population, and we will test them again. And I really hope that it would provide us very important insights and knowledge on the effects of mechanisms, and most importantly, of either stimulation modality.
We've developed some equipment that allows us to plug into the electrodes directly, custom equipment that only exists here at Houston Methodist that will allow us to model how the spinal cord responds to stimulation. So there is nearly an infinite search space for the stimulation parameters that we can adjust, from amplitude, frequency, stimulation waveform, and all sorts of other parameters. So the equipment that we've developed will help us narrow that search space down to better target what we need for the person that we're helping restore function. Because even if we can restore that function, if we don't understand what the difference is, it's more of a magic trick than it is anything else. So if we can understand how we did it, we can better optimize what we're doing for the person. And we can also determine the risk versus benefit assessment.
Each participant has a unique injury and unique deficits and impairments that affect how they function within society and at home and complete their activities of daily living. We've had a wide range. I mean, stimulation can be uncomfortable, but anyone who has started our study has completed our study. And when we ask them what are their goals within being on our site, it is to progress the research in order to help other individuals with spinal cord injury.
From translational perspective, we are hoping to achieve new knowledge on not only the effects of spinal stimulation, but also the mechanisms behind it. And this knowledge can be important for the clinicians and end users of this technology. What is also very exciting for me is that not only we are trying to elaborate and investigate the methods of spinal stimulation delivery, We are trying to understand what it can be complemented with, such as robotic technology, for instance. We are hoping that we are just in the beginning of the path, that we are just scratching the surface, and I'm very hopeful that the obtained knowledge in our NIH-funded project would help us to build on other projects, such as, for instance, we are very excited to read signals from the spinal cord, or complement spinal stimulation with brain stimulation, or read the intent from the brain and drive it to the spinal cord and create the interfaces between the brain and spinal cord. And I think that it's all achievable within the next few years.